If you're spending hours wrestling with PowerPoint, well, what if AI could create your entire presentation in literally minutes? In today's video, I'm going to show you Gamma.app, which is a super simple, super effective software which will get you up and running with a presentation in literally minutes. Give it a couple of prompts and it gives you everything you need. In this video today, I'm going to give you why it's useful for business owners or people working in business in general. I'm going to go through what Gamma is, the core features, practical business use cases, and then finally I'm going to wrap it up with a few tips and tricks which are definitely worth staying around for. If you haven't seen me before, then my name's Jamie and I run this channel here on YouTube as well as TikTok and Instagram to help business owners and entrepreneurs to implement AI in really simple fashion without needing to be coding experts or anything else to get you started to make more money and get back more time. So let's jump in. So what is Gamma and how does it differ from traditional presentation tools? Well, quite simply, I've brought it up here on the screen and we can see, and it says a new medium for presenting ideas powered by AI. And I think the AI part is the most important. A lot of the times we hear about how software has implemented AI, really, done some kind of creativity or added AI in, and it's kind of like doesn't really make a difference. With Gamma, as I'm going to show you now, it really transforms the way in which you even start with the process. If you've ever had to make presentations, you will know that one of the hardest parts of getting a presentation good is just getting started. And that's where Gamma takes all the hard work for you. It comes up with the ideas, it comes up with the basic content, and it even can do the images for you as well. So first things first is signing up. I won't go through the whole page, but you can see here, obviously, this is their landing page. You can have a look for yourself, and it explains where the benefits are, what it thinks is good, and why it's basically better than PowerPoint, which I would agree. So up here, you can see there's pricing, careers, and login. We just want to go to try for free here. So we'll click on try for free, and then you basically can sign up either with your Google account or you can sign up with your email. I'm going to do that now. And you'll then come to this page here. Now, I've already had to play around with this, so you can see I've already got three basic examples here, which I'll go into in a moment. But the first one that comes up here is the Gamma Tips and Tricks, which basically helps you to explain how you can get started, all the benefits it has, and basically a thank you. What we'll do is, though, we'll go straight into the meat of this, which is go to create a new AI presentation. So we'll go plus create new AI. It really is this simple. You can then choose either paste in text if you've already got the content, but let's assume you haven't. Let's assume you really are starting from scratch. Your boss has told you to do something, or you just need to get it done for your own business, but you don't really have the time. So we're going to click here, generate. And here now it's going to ask you how many cards do you want? Or first of all, it's going to ask you a presentation, a web page, or a document. I'm going to assume we're going for presentation. I think that's what Gamma's best thing is. You don't have to. Obviously, you can play around with this yourself. And then we've got here a number of cards. So in a PowerPoint presentation, they say roughly speaking, it's like 1 minute per slide is what they recommend. And I would say that's probably about right. Let's go for 8 minutes. We've got here then the default size. You can go for traditional, which you might want to do if you're already inside a business where they expect a certain size. But if not, I just could stick with default, or you could go for tall if you want slightly higher and slightly narrower cards. Language, let's break it up and go for English UK because that is the only English that exists. Joking to everyone else who speaks English that's not British. And then let's go to describe. So describe what you want to make. And what's really cool here is that not only can you just describe what you want, so if you've got it in mind that you need to make a presentation about your monthly sales, or you want to do a pitch to a pitch to a client, or perhaps it's because you want to get some funding for your business, whatever it is, you might already have that in your mind. If you don't, then it's quite cool here that you can come down and some of the most common prompts are already here for you. And if none of these are helpful, then you can click shuffle. So for example here, brand repositioning, we want to reposition our brand. We want to assist clients in developing and implementing effective sales. So let's go with that one. I quite like the idea of that one. But for other ones, you've got conference talk on recent discoveries, how to make sushi, a guide for beginners. So this could be an educational set of slides. In fact, let's just click shuffle to see some more ideas. A sales pitch for a consulting service, strategic partnership, identification and evaluation, choosing the right price strategy, student learning assessments, evolution of fashion trends over the decades, some more education, street art. Do you know what? Let's go for this sales pitch for a consulting service and let's see what happens. So we'll click here and we're going to choose generate outline. Now, obviously, we could be more specific here. We could tweak it a little bit. So it could be a certain type of consulting service. Perhaps it's property development consulting. Perhaps it's AI implementation. And immediately what's happened here is now we can see it's generated an outline of all of the different slides that we're going to have. So the 8 different steps. And I'm going to just leave it for now. I just want to get started. I'm not really too fussed. I'm going to change this later, but I just want to get started. So let's have a quick look. We've got introduction, proven track record. So, here's the example and background to your business, why you're good, the benefits of your organization, tailored solutions, collaborative approach, ongoing support, client testimonials, and then the next steps. So the amount of text per card, I would definitely stick with either brief or medium personally. I think less is more. You just want the headlines, but obviously that's a personal preference. If you know you need a lot of text on your slides, just be wary that you might bore your clients or the people you're pitching to. And then the image sources, you can choose here automatic, stock photos, web images, AI generated images. So you've got a lot of different options here. I'm just going to leave it what was already sourced. And then the image style. So you could choose if you want traditional or Gothic or all those different styles. I'm just going to leave it for now and just see what happens. With the image model, again, I'm going to just leave it completely as it is, but you can see here that there's some basic models here. You've got Black Forest Labs, Google and Playground, and then you've got Leonardo if you go for the Plus, and for the Pro, you've got DALL-E 3. Now, of course, if you have these models anyway and you don't want to pay for the Plus or the Pro accounts, you can still generate your images separately. You just obviously have to get good with using the image generation software. So I already have DALL-E 3, so I could just use that myself and then paste my images in later. But for now, again, let's continue. And you can see here it's going to cost me 40 credits. So you can see on the left-hand side, I've got 280 credits left for this month, and it's going to cost me 40, which I think is fine. So click generate. And the final thing you need to think about is the style. And again, you can change this later, but let's try and get it as close as we can now. So we're going to go for a consultancy. What sort of colors look good for a consultancy? You can see there's quite a lot of different ideas here, and you can then choose up at the top. You can choose, dark, light, professional, colorful. Let's go professional and see what happens there. I'm not really that taken with any of those, to be honest. Let's go light, and let's go with this one. Cool. So, and then we're just going to click generate. And that is as complicated as it gets. And you'll now see that not only has it generated the structure, it's going to generate some initial content for our slides and something for us to talk to on the slides. And it's going to generate some of the images as well, which goes into the slides. You can see it's just taking a moment there to populate. And there we go. We've now got all of the images that are there. So, yep, very much AI generated images, not exactly the most compelling images. So you definitely want to improve on those, whether you use AI and you reprompt, whether you choose to find your own stock photos, or whether you indeed have got your own photos to take, you can put them in there. But you can now see we've immediately got this. And if I just jump straight into present mode, we can go straight in here and present. So unlocking growth potential with our consulting services. Yeah, it's not perfect. I'm not pretending that this is something that you'd want to go straight into demonstrating to your actual clients or whoever you're pitching to. What I'm saying there is that this is a great way to just get started. You've now got something that you can then knock down and say, actually, that's not right. That's not correct for our business. I need to tweak that sentence. But it's much quicker and you've already got something to edit and modify. So here we've got proven track record, industry expertise, successful partnerships. And of course, you're going to fill this out with the expertise that's relevant for you and the partnerships that you have built already and that you can talk to. And the key benefits for your organization. Again, you then talk to the specific organization that you're pitching to in this instance, why you're strategically aligned, enhanced, or increased revenue, whatever it is that is your unique bread and butter. Tailored solutions, again, something there to start with. Collaborative approach to implementation. Ongoing support and optimization. And again, nice little flow arrows there. Again, you could change that to ABC or you could change the colors, what have you. And then client testimonials. Again, you don't need a huge amount. A couple of good photographs, a couple of good quotes. That's what people want to know. They want to see social proof. And then the next section, calls to action. So I don't like that image at the top. I really don't like images with lots of text in. I think images are for images and text is for text. I wouldn't really cross the two over personally, particularly with AI. But there you go. You've got schedule a call, consultation, and then you've got the unlock your growth, and you can really sort of hammer that home. And that is the end of the presentation. It's 8 slides. It took me 2-3 minutes to generate that, and now I've got something I can work on. So that's what I really, really like about that. So if we jump back to home for a moment, we can then see we've got here all the presentations that we've created so far. So for example, I'll just show you a couple of others that I created. So we've got navigating financials, empowering SME property developers. So this was an example of a workshop that you could potentially create for small and medium-sized property developers. So if you're someone who's delivering training, for example, this might be a really good way to just get started with the slides. Again, you're going to need to put your own content in there. It's going to need to be unique to you, but it's much quicker to do it if you've already got some slides that you've started. So for this one, just come in here, and we've got here things like what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about financial statements, balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow. And then going to talk about assets and liabilities and equity, and then, you know, revenue, expenses, net income. So we're talking about the income statements there, and cash flow analysis for property development. This is all really bread and butter stuff if you're a property developer, and it's stuff that you absolutely must know really inside and out. Setting up efficient bookkeeping processes, and, you know, key financial metrics. You might not want to do this. This might not be right for you, but it just gives you an outline. You can tweak it as you saw already at the beginning, and then the conclusion and next steps. That's for that presentation. And just to give you another example here, we've got introducing your personal AI life coach. And this was a pitch deck that I said, I'm creating an AI life coach. Give me a pitch deck that I can use to pitch towards seed investors, basically. So welcome to the new era of self-care powered by the latest in AI technology. It's created the next slide, which then talks about the problem. So the modern stress epidemic, work-life imbalance, information overload, and lack of personal time, which I think are all probably true. It's then jumped in with the solution, so your AI life coach, a pocket-sized solution. You know, it's done a fairly good job here with the AI of creating an image with text on, but unfortunately, AI does really struggle with text. It generates the text as an image. If you know anything about how AI works, don't stress if you don't, but the basics are, it doesn't see the text as text when it's generating it. It sees the text as an image, and it's using lots of different text. So it's basically taking, for example, lots of photographs that it's seen in the past of a chat on a phone, and it's trying to guess what the image should look like, which is why you'll get that kind of weird text which doesn't look right, because it's not consistent enough that it sees the same text time after time after time. It doesn't see it as text, it sees it as an image. So anyway, that's a bit of a sidetrack, but that's why I don't really like text and images. So yep, as I said, you've got the solution now. Talking about guidance, the habit formation, the mindfulness. It then goes on to talk about AI plus psychology, how you can build on that. And again, I quite like the imagery around that. You've got personalized recommendations, cognitive behavioral therapy, and then the data analysis, and how it all forms into that kind of the structure, and it brings everything together. Real results, real people. Obviously, this is where you get the examples of real people who are willing to talk to your solution, whatever it is, in this case, the AI app. Talking about, you know, stress reduction, increased productivity, and enhanced well-being, which are all pretty good outcomes. And then we're talking about business model, right? So we want to see you've got the freemium and the premium subscription, which is quite common for an app like this sort of thing. And then the team of experts. So we're going to talk to who the AI specialists are, who the psychologists are, and who the product designers are. And really, then that's kind of like the final slide, take control of your life, any questions, and opening up. So I think that slide pack in 8 slides has given me a handrail to talk to seed investors for my project. It also gives me things that I may not have thought of yet. So for example, if we go back here, sustainable business model. Well, I know what the app's going to look like, but how am I going to charge for it? How am I making the money? I might not have worked that out yet. And so actually having this slide thrown together makes me forces me to think, well, actually, am I going to operate a freemium model or not? Am I going to operate a low cost subscription and then a premium subscription? Or am I just going to have one subscription and that's going to be it for everybody? How can I upsell this? So actually, just by generating the slides, it's forcing me to think through extra ideas, and I really, really like that. And then the final example I created before was leveraging AI for social media marketing. And again, I just threw this together. It's not something that I'm particularly knowledgeable about. I just wanted to see how it would handle it. So if I go straight into present mode again, we've got here, AI is transforming the social media landscape, offering powerful tools for personalized content, automated engagement, and data-driven insights. So I am actually building out some of these things on the AI side, but I'm not necessarily focused on it from a marketing side. So again, we've got here understanding the AI-powered landscape, AI tools versus data-driven decisions, personal insights, targeting your audience, content recommendations, automating social engagement with AI. So I think this is the kind of presentation you might want to use as a pitch to people, perhaps big social media, either big companies that are using social media or influencers who are really successful but perhaps need to automate and improve their outcome. Optimizing paid campaigns with AI analytics, so conversion rate, obviously you're not going to get 100%, so whatever that really is. What's the budget allocation? You need to update that. Harnessing AI for social media, listening and monitoring. Again, that's actually really powerful. So if you are talking to a big brand and you are a media marketing organization, then allowing AI to have that kind of constant presence, identifying what's being said, where, is it good, is it bad? That's really powerful. You can jump on something straight away. If something starts to go viral, you can get ahead of it and then respond to it if it's a negative thing. And if it's a positive thing, you can potentially fuel that fire and get it really going. Crisis management, as we said there, potential issues, whatever it might be. AI-driven chatbots for customer support. I'm not a big fan of chatbots, to be honest with you. I love AI. AI is fantastic in the right circumstances. Personally think chatbots are not right. I think AI is much better used in your business rather than for the customer-facing part of your business. And I would say, if anything, use AI inside your business to free up resource to focus on giving your customers the best possible experience, delight your customers. AI can be really, really powerful, but you've got to give it the right handrails. And I find that chatbots, generally speaking, just cause a lot of frustration and anger. But it is an option, so fair one. And if you don't like it, you can take out this slide or you can change it. Measuring success and adapting your AI strategy. So how are you going to do it? You're going to set goals, track progress, and adapt. Fine, okay, but what does that really mean? How are you going to do that? Talk to it and how your business does it. And then that's kind of the end slide for that. So again, it just gives you that really quick structure, basic content, and imagery, just to show you these are the kind of things you could do. If you don't like it, you could go back again and recreate a different slide deck. What I would say though is, if you don't like the slides you're creating, it's probably because the initial prompt isn't specific enough. And I do cover other videos on this channel about how you can prompt better using the Wiser AI prompting. So Wiser is who you want the AI to be. I is the instruction, what you want it to do. S are the steps you want it to take, so be really clear about how you try and break that down if possible. E is the end state, so what do you want as a result of asking AI to do something? And then the R is refinement, so how are you going to refine that, and how are you going to get a clearer, more in-depth response? So it might be in British English, for example, giving it those extra things, or once it comes back saying, actually that's not quite right, I need you to tweak it a bit more. So if you did want to edit any of your slides, I've just jumped back into this one here, and it's as simple as clicking here, select, delete, paste, whatever you want to do. It really is that easy. Image changing, again, you can just choose to fit the image, you can choose the style of the card, you can edit it, so you can ask it to be more specific. All of these things cost a number of tokens, which is understandable because you're essentially generating information from an AI model, so that is actually going to cost the company money. So that is taken out of your kind of like your account of how many credits you've got available. As I said here, you can change how you want the card to look. Do you want it top and bottom, no layout, right layout, for example? You can swap it around. It is as simple as just the click of a button and you're changing that. On the left-hand side, you can look at a list rather than as the images as they are. And over on this side here, we can change the layouts again. We've got different templates, basic blocks, images, video, media. So it's super easy. If you just wanted to come in here and you wanted to add an image, you can click here, click images, and you can click something from, for example, from Unsplash, and we can choose mermaid because that's relevant to what we're doing. I have no idea. And let's see what comes up. There you go. There's a picture of a mermaid. And then bang, you've got the mermaid. She's been added in. So it is as simple as that. And really, once you've got to that point, obviously, if you just load it up into your browser and you're presenting from your laptop, and you can present it onto a projector from your screen. So just one click, present, and you're in that present mode. However, you can exit, obviously, and you can also instead, you can choose to share it. So you can share it by giving somebody a link, asking them to collaborate on it as well. And then you can also export it. So you can export to PDF, PowerPoint, or as PNGs. So really, really handy if you do have someone who's like a big PowerPoint nerd, can't get over that. You can export to PowerPoint, and then you can continue editing in PowerPoint, or just do a PDF and then share it either with someone on PDF, or you can have it then offline. So you can just flick through the slides, which I think is really handy. And you can even embed. So actually you've got here the option, you've got an iframe. If you know what you're doing with tech and with HTML, it's as simple as copy this, or even give it to your web developer, ask them to put it onto your website, and bang, you've got that straight away looking on the on your website. You've got a presentation which is really slick, made by Gamma, and can take just seconds. The only other things I want to add really is just to quickly show you over this left-hand side here. So you can see here we've got a shared with you area. So if someone else has been sharing documents with you, then you can collaborate and work on stuff together. Sites, this is where you can create websites. I'm not going to talk about this today, but it is something that's in beta mode. It's quite cool. You've got the AI image repository here. So the images that you have already paid for and created will be all stored in here. You can see here they are. And then down here, we've got templates. So there's a few. They're not the best, but again, there's something to get you started. They're probably better than you do if you had a blank PowerPoint presentation and you had to come up with something. Inspiration, quite like. So again, this is mostly created by Gamma, but I think, yeah, there you go. Down here, you've got some where other people have created them and they're sharing them. So how to monetize a freemium business, driving organic search traffic, lots of different presentations that you can then click on, have a look at, and you can have a look, and then you can even copy it there. So this is more of a document rather than slides, but it's something else to consider and look at. You've then got the themes, which we already discussed and we looked at. We haven't got any custom ones, so you can create a custom theme, or you can potentially buy someone else's custom theme if it's really good and then import it. Custom fonts is the same thing. Trash obviously is deleted content that you don't want anymore. And that really is kind of the whole process. So coming on to the pricing now, we can see it's pretty much a classic pricing model. You've got pay monthly and pay yearly. When you look at pay monthly, there's a free option, which I definitely suggest you start with to try and see what you think of it. They've promised it's always going to be free. There's always going to be no commitment. So it's per seat and per month, which is, again, pretty standard. So you get 400 AI credits, and you saw, I think that's realistically about 10 cards, I would say. Like it says, I think it's 40 credits per set of cards, so presentation. So you can do 10 presentations there. I think that's per month, and they will top up. And then basic AI image generation. So that's the sort of the slowest, lowest, least impressive AI image generation models. Still fine though for getting started. Unlimited gammas and users, basic import and PowerPoint PDF export, which is really handy, and that's the ability just to export to PowerPoint or to a PDF if you wanted to take it offline. And the website builder in beta, all for what is pretty fair price of only $10 per person per month. You're going to get unlimited AI creation, you get the advanced AI image models, you get to remove the Made with Gamma badge, which for me personally isn't a massive deal breaker, but obviously if you're at the really top end of your presentation and you don't want that to be there, you want to sort of add that in, it's $10. I think $10 is really reasonable anyway, and you can generate up to 15 presentations per month. Again, I think 15 is probably quite a lot. Most people don't need that many presentations per month, but if you do, then obviously that's it's probably a no-brainer. Again, you're looking at 15 presentations for $10. It's less than $1 a presentation. It's really reasonable. And that's 10,000 AI tokens per generation, and priority support and early access, which is great. And then obviously the pro model, so you're going to get $20, so it's twice as expensive again per month. You can do up to 30 cards, unlimited AI creation. You get the most top end of the image generation model. So again, if you do want to use AI image generation, it could be worthwhile for you. And you're doing 30 cards for $20. So again, you're looking at it's like 70 cents per card. It's absolutely nothing in British pounds and pence. You're looking at probably just over 50 pence per presentation for creation, which is incredible when you think about the amount of time that it can save you. And it says here password protection. It means that you can put password protection on your files when you download them. So there you go. And then obviously if you pay yearly, you'll get it slightly cheaper. So it works out as like $8 per month per person, and that's $96 in one go. Or if you pay $180 in one go for the year for Pro, then it's the equivalent of $15 per person per month, which again, I think is very, very reasonable. So there you go. That really is the fastest way to get started in creating a decent set of slides for your presentation, whether that's be pitching to your boss, external people, educating people, whatever it is. You can see there it is such a quick, easy, and free, at least initially, solution using AI. I think this is a really powerful way to get started and seeing the benefits of AI. And I love the fact that it's wrapped it all together. So rather than you having to do multiple prompts and be really savvy with how you're using AI, it does it all for you. So go and give it a go today. As I said, the link's in the bio, and let me know what you think in the comments below.